You see, Mr.
My name is Audie Fox. Just call me Mr. Fox.
Mr. Fox, you see, before we get up to where Andy is, I thought I'd sing to you some of the things so you know, you see.
Of course you understand, Mr. Jones, that as an efficiency expert, I must have all the details, but as time goes on, I will no doubt familiarize myself with the conditions surrounding your business.
Oh, yes, sir, yes, sir. You see, the first thing, we come up here from Atlanta, Georgia, and started in this taxi cab business.
For decades, Amos and Andy was one of America's most popular shows. It moved from radio to television, from white voice actors to a black cast, and from national treasure to national controversy. Beneath the laughter, it exposed deep divides in race, representation, and dignity. But who were the men behind the most famous black sitcom in early television history? And what did they gain or lose by stepping into the spotlight? The story begins with not black actors, but two white men. In 1928, Fred Godson and Charles Correll launched Amos and Andy on radio. Using thick, exaggerated dialects and minstrel-style humor, they voiced all the characters themselves, portraying black men as lazy, gullible, and simple-minded.
You know what that music say?
Yes, sir, Amos. That music say good health to all from Rexall.
Little guy.
Hey, watch out. Don't flip that gun around like that. Liable to go off here. You get arrested for disturbing the peace. Don't do that with that thing. Yeah, sir, that's my office.
That's your office, huh? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
Yeah, sir, well, that sounds fair enough. I know I feel much more comfortable that way, and so will my friend, Mr. Brown.
To many white Americans, the show was hilarious. But to many black Americans, it was a painful echo of minstrel shows, blackface, and deeply rooted stereotypes that reproduced black life as a joke. By the 1940s, Amos and Andy had become a national sensation, airing 6 nights a week, reaching over 40 million listeners. In 1951, Amos and Andy made the jump to television, and in a groundbreaking move, it became the first U.S. network television show with an all-black cast. Alvin Childress as Amos, a kind-hearted, soft-spoken cab driver. Spencer Williams as Andy, a well-meaning but often clueless dreamer. And Tim Moore as Kingfish, the scheming, fast-hearted con man at the heart of every scheme.
Hills are blue, tell everybody around the place I is blue. Boy, he certainly is there for you, ain't he?
What's that, honey? No, I can't right now. The Kingfish is coming over to talk over a big problem. Ducky Wucky loves you, too.
Oh, Ducky Wucky.
What's that? She is, huh? Ruby Taylor is over at Madam Queen's beauty shop.
What's he doing over there?
What's that? Tonight after the meeting.
Well, wait a minute. Let me talk to Ruby first.
For black actors in the 1950s, roles were scarce. Amos and Andy offered steady pay, national exposure, and for the first time, the chance to play lead roles on primetime TV. But with opportunity came a heavy cost. Alvin Childress wasn't new to acting. He had performed in Harlem's Lafayette Theater and on Broadway. He took pride in his craft and saw Amos and Andy as a breakthrough for black performers. But he also knew the roles came with baggage. He once said, "We took what we had at the time and tried to make something of it." Spencer Williams, who played Andy, was far more than a comic actor. Before Amos and Andy, he was a pioneering black filmmaker directing movies like The Blood of Jesus in 1941, a landmark in African-American cinema. Williams took the role reluctantly, knowing it might overshadow his more serious work, and in fact, it did. While both men found fame, they also became targets of criticism, seen in some black communities as helping reinforce harmful stereotypes.
What's wrong, George?
Hash. Last night meatloaf, night before stew. Don't cattle come in one piece no more?
George, you should be thankful for this with the money I have to spend.
Food me is a little short at the present. Why don't you just charge it and get something that I can get my teeth into?
Charge it? Huh? Fine chance. Do you know what the butcher told me our credit rating is?
What?
Triple Z.
Triple Z. I never heard that one before.
It means don't trust him even if he pays cash.
I brought the whole thing up. Let's forget it.
Well, as long as you did, it's high time you went out and got a job so we can live like normal people.
Now look, honey, what would be the sense of me going out and get a job till I find out just what I fitted for?
You told me that 22 years ago, George.
Almost immediately, civil rights organizations, particularly the NAACP, denounced the show. They argued that Amos and Andy depicted the Negro as lazy, dishonest, and clownish, and would reinforce prejudice in both children and adults. The NAACP launched a national campaign to get the show off the air. Though CBS stood by it for 2 years, advertisers grew weary of the controversy. The television show was canceled in 1953. Yet reruns continued in syndication until 1966, when CBS finally pulled it all together in response to mounting protests. After the show ended, Alvin Childress struggled to find acting work. Despite his fame, the industry had no place for him beyond his role as Amos. He later worked as a public official in Los Angeles. Spencer Williams never directed another major film. He too was mostly forgotten by Hollywood, until Black historians rediscovered and honored his work decades later. Both men had been a part of something historic, but not without personal costs. They broke barriers while navigating a show built with outdated tropes. Amos and Andy left a complicated legacy. It was the first to put black faces on national television. It sparked one of the earliest organized media protests in Black history, and laid the groundwork for future demands for better, fuller, human Black stories. Alvin Childress and Spencer Williams were pioneers, but also prisoners of their roles. Their story reminds us that visibility alone isn't victory. True representation means more than being seen. It means being seen with respect, truth, and power. Because how a nation laughs says everything about what it values and what it still needs to learn.
Oh, she's going out with another guy. He's gonna take her for a ride in his speedboat. She said, I'm too dull. I ain't got no glamour. She said, I was pretty dirty.
Cancel it after only 2 years.
Well, they got a lot of flack from the black community, the NACP, and the churches, etc. They thought it was stereotypical. It showed no progress. You know.
Do you feel like it was a successful show while it was on?
It made the original Amos and Andy millionaires. We have nothing to show for it. That was one of the characters died broke.
Were you surprised when it was canceled?
No.
How did the other folks involved with the show feel?
Well, they thought it was segregation in reverse. I mean, stupidity, you understand? They complained when they allowed the original Amos and Andy to make millions. And we got a chance to make a living, you know. Because they wanted to work.
In the hospital. I'll be right over. Don't worry about nothing. Take it easy. Relax. We got to keep level heads in a time like this.
I see your ad here on the phone book, and I calling you about one of them easy loans.